Okay, let's start working on section 6.4. 6.4 is about applications. Applications is a way of saying story problems. So this will probably be your least favorite section in chapter 6. First thing you have to prepare yourself for when dealing with word problems is you have to know how to translate them. So I just wanted to practice translating a few of these and see if you can get a little more comfortable. So numbers like more than or increased by are an indicator of addition. You do need to be careful though, because when they say 6 more than a number, you need to have the unknown number first and then do the more than after. So x plus 6 would be a representation of 6 more than a number. A number increased by 3 is the exact order you would think. Your unknown number x increased by is addition, and then 3. 4 less than a number, again, means that the subtract 4 needs to come last. So a number, and you want 4 less than that number. So that should look like x minus 4. A number decreased by is subtraction 9. So the only ones that kind of go in the wrong order are the more thans and the less thans. Those will go in the opposite order of what you would probably naturally write down. Twice a number is multiplication, where you would take the number and multiply it by 2. 4 times a number, again, multiplication. 3 decreased by a number would be 3 minus x. The difference is subtraction, the difference between a number and 5. And you will go in the order that they're listed, so that would be x minus 5. 4 less than, and remember less than goes second. 4 less than 3 times a number, so 3x minus 4. 10 more than, again that goes at the end, here plus 10, twice a number, so 2x plus 10. The sum of, that means addition, 5 times a number, 5x, and 3. 8 times a number, 8x, decreased by 7, minus 7. 6 more than, that means to add 6, a number, that's your x, is 10. That's kind of new. Is means equals. So 6 more than a number is x plus 6, and is 10 means it equals 10. 5 less than a number, so that means to subtract 5 from the number, is 20. So again, look for that word is, because that lets you know where your equal sign will go. Twice a number, 2x, decreased by 6, minus 6, is 12, equals 12. A number, x, decreased by 13, minus 13, is equals 6 times the number, 6x. So that's how your problems are going to start with you just train. Then you're going to get to problems that are straight up word problems. So there is a little system that you can use to help you through this. The first thing that I would encourage you to do is to read the problem at least twice, probably even 3 times to get through it. If there is a sketch that can be made, draw a sketch so that you can help see the problem. And then you're going to have to determine what you're actually being asked to solve for. This is going to be your variable or your letter. Okay, so make sure you know what the goal is at the end of the problem. Once you've figured out your goal, you are going to translate it into an equation. You're going to solve the equation just like we did back in section 6.2. And then if they ask you any additional questions, make sure you answer any additional questions. Then you can always check your answer at the end. So I have an example for us to try. It's about a house cleaning service. A professional house cleaning service charges a base fee of $20 plus $32.50 per hour to clean the Munoz's house. If the Munoz's total bill for the house cleaning service from this company was $117.50 before the taxes, how many hours did it take to clean their house? Okay, So first thing we want to decide is what we're solving for. And at the very end, you see where they ask you how many hours did it take to clean their house. So that's our unknown. So let's let that be x. So x is our number of hours that the cleaning company came over. Okay, so now we're going to have to take this paragraph and we're going to have to translate it into an equation. Okay, so they get paid a base fee of $20. So no matter how much cleaning happens, they get paid $20 just to show up to the house. In addition to the $20, they get paid an hourly rate of $32.50. So you're going to pay $32.50 per hour. The problem is you don't know how many hours that is, so that's going to be $32.50 times x. When they got the bill was a total of $117.50. So whenever you see a total, that's always an answer to an equation. So 20 plus 3250x equals 117.50. Okay, so now you have it set up so that you can actually solve this. So we're going to go through and we're going to solve for x. So we're going to try and get x on its own. First thing we're going to do is deduct the 20 from both sides of the equation, which will leave us the 3250x on the left. And then 117.50 minus 32.50 or minus 20 is 97.50. Then we have to undo the 32.50 that's multiplying the x. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 32.50. We'll have our x isolated, and 97.50 divided by 32.50 is 3. And remember, x represents the number of hours that the people cleaned, so you should label your answer. The cleaning team worked for 3 hours to get the job done. Let's try another example about land. Okay, Mark IV Construction Company purchased 100 acres of land to be split into 3 parcels of land on which to build houses. One parcel of land will be 3 times as large as each of the other 2. How many acres of land will each parcel contain? Okay, so this is one of those situations where drawing a picture may be helpful to you. Okay, so I'm going to draw us a little rectangle here. There's our 100 acres. We're going to split it up into 3 parcels, and they said that one of the parcels was going to be 3 times as big as the other 2. Okay, now the problem is we don't know how big the other 2 parcels are either. So let's let our small parcels both be size x, since we have no idea how big they are. And then the large parcel is supposed to be 3 times that size, so we'll have the large parcel be 3x. Now, we know that all totaled together, we have 100 acres of land. So if they ever give you a total, that's always an answer to your equation. Okay? So we know if we take the big parcel and the 2 small parcels, add them all up, we will get the total number of parcels, or the total number of acres, which is 100. Okay, so 3x plus 1x plus 1x is 5x. If we divide each side of the equation by 5, we will find our value of x to be 20. So that means your little parcels are each 20 acres big, and your big parcel is 3 times that amount. Your large parcel is 60 acres. And if you want to double check, if you add them together, they would add to make 100. Okay, let's try another one with areas. Dr. Christine Siddell, a veterinarian, wants to fence in a large rectangular region in the yard behind her office for exercising dogs that are boarded overnight. She has 130 feet of fencing to use for the perimeter of the region. What should the dimensions of the region be if she wants the length to be 15 feet greater than the width? Okay, so this one I think is helpful if you make a picture. We're making a large rectangular region, so I'm just going to draw my large rectangle. The red represents everywhere that the fence is going to go. Okay. We are looking for the dimensions, so we have no idea what the width is or what the length is. Okay, we just don't know. Okay, so, if you want, you could just label one side as width and the other side as length. Okay, so we're talking about perimeter here. And we know that when you have a rectangle, if you add up all the sides of the rectangle, you get the perimeter. So in order to get perimeter, we'll take the two W's and the two L's, and we'll add those together. And that's going to give us the perimeter, and they told us the perimeter has to be 130 feet, because that's all the fence that she has. Now, we have a problem here. The problem is we have two letters, and you can't solve an equation if you have two letters. So we have to look for a little more information. Okay, in the last sentence, she said she wants the length to be 15 feet bigger than the width. So what you can do is you can take your length, and instead of using L, you can use the expression that they told you, that the length is 15 feet greater than the width. So you can substitute that into the problem. Okay? All right, now if we want to solve this, we're going to have to distribute our 2 through our parentheses, which will give us 2W plus 30. We're going to have to combine our like terms, which is going to give us 4W plus 30 equals 130. We're going to have to move the 30 away with subtraction. So 4W equals 100, and then we'll have to divide both sides of the equation by 4. And this is going to give you your width. Your width of this little dog yard is 25 feet. Okay, we are also going to have to find our length. Well, our length is supposed to be 15 feet longer than the width. So if you take the 25 and add 15 to it, you will find that the length of your fence is going to be 40. And now you know how big of a yard to make. Last example for this section. Kim Steppenbeck is selling her homemade jewelry at a craft show. Determine the cost of a necklace before tax if the total cost of a necklace, including an 8% sales tax, is to be $34.56. Okay, so what are we solving in this problem? Our goal is to determine the cost of the necklace. Okay, so that's going to be our variable. So let's let X represent the cost of the necklace. And once we're done, that's what we're going to find is our X value. So since it's money, because it's cost, we'll probably want to put like our dollar and cents markings on it. Okay, so it says the total cost of the necklace, including 8% tax, is $34.50. Okay, so keep in mind when you buy something, you have the cost of the original item plus the tax that they charge you, and this will equal your total. Okay, well, they just told us our total was $34.56. Unfortunately, we have no idea how much the original necklace cost, so that's going to be our variable X. And we also aren't 100% sure what the tax cost is, since we don't know how much the necklace originally cost. So we're going to have to take the 8% as a decimal, 0.08, and multiply it by the cost of the original necklace, and that will tell us what our tax should be. Now, you will need to combine like terms. 1x plus 0.08x is 1.08x equals 34.56. Since the 1.08 is multiplying x, we're going to solve this by dividing each side by 1.08. $34.56 divided by 1.08 ends up giving us 32. So the original cost of the necklace was $32. All right, guys, have fun working through these problems. If you have questions, make sure to post them in the discussion area.